In this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips on how to build your emergency fund. Your emergency fund is that money that you have in an account or in your bank that you use to sort out unplanned expenses. And typically, you would have heard that your emergency fund should contain 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses. 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses. Yes, so that sounds like a lot, right? And in this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips to help you build up your emergency fund as fast as possible. If you follow these tips, you definitely would get better at saving money and building your emergency fund. And whenever that unplanned expense comes about, you don't have any issue with it. You're not bothered about, oh, I didn't plan for it and all of that. First thing you want to do when you want to build your emergency fund is to have a goal. Like I mentioned earlier, your emergency fund is around 3 to 6 months worth of your regular expenses. So whatever you spend in a month, they've multiplied by 3 to 6. So let's say you spend $1,000 in a month. So you need to have up to $3,000 to $6,000 in your emergency funds account. So you want to set a goal. How long do you want to save this money to get that emergency fund? So do you want to divide it by 12 so that every single month you have a particular amount you want to be putting aside as your emergency fund? Or you want to divide it by 3? Or you want to divide it by 6? Whichever way you decide will be most feasible for you, then you want to set up your emergency funds to actually reflect that. So when you have your emergency fund goal already set up, the next thing you want to do is to find extra cash to save. Yes, the reason why I said find extra cash to save, so that you can have that money saved up as fast as possible. So you want to do things like cutting out unnecessary expenses. You want to cut out whatever is eating up your money. You want to sort that out as soon as possible. The next thing is you want to find an extra source of money, extra cash to save. So it's very important for you to be able to find out extra money that you are going to be saving in your emergency fund. Remember that you already have a goal. You know the amount of money you want to save in whatever period of time. So what you want to do now is to start cutting out unnecessary expenses. There's some things you want to cut back. There's some things you actually do not need. Some subscriptions you no longer use. You want to remove that and keep that money in your emergency fund saving instead. So you want to also look for ways to earn extra money, and this could include taking up a side hustle or selling off things you don't need, or just be creative so that you can actually meet up your goals. The next thing is you want to automate your savings. Now, cousin, now that you know how much you want to save in your emergency fund, you can actually decide that, yes, I am going to be saving this amount of money, and I want my bank to remove this amount of money every single month from my account. So once you have that sorted out, it means that you don't have to manually have to go and save money every single month just because you want to hit your emergency funds target, right? So you also want to do this thing with your high yield savings account or whatever fintech app you're using to save. The next thing is you want to make use of a high yield savings account. So unlike your regular savings account that would give you a particular amount in interest per month or per annum, your high yield savings account typically gives you a higher interest rate compared to your regular savings account. And because you're saving for an emergency fund, you want the money to be accessible and you want the money to do as much work as possible in the period of time it's going to be in that account. So what you want to do is to use a high yield savings account that would typically offer you a higher interest rate than your regular saving account. So this means that your money will go faster. The next thing you want to do to help you grow your emergency funds is to create a budget. Yes, you knew I was going to get here. So you need to actually have a budget that helps find the things that are your needs and the things that are your wants and what you can have left for savings. So you want to have your discretionary, you want to have your non-discretionary, you want to also have your saving, investment or debt clearly stated out so that you know where your money is going to. And a budget typically just helps you understand where your money is going to and areas that you can cut back. Remember, in the beginning, we already agreed that we're going to be cutting down on our expenses. Cousin, this is why you need a budget. So you want to now allocate a particular amount of money that is going to go to your emergency funds. Another thing you want to look at is to avoid debt. In every way possible, you want to avoid debt, because avoiding debt is crucial to building your emergency funds. If you're constantly making payments on your loans that you've taken, your credit card, probably for the student loan, you are going to find it very difficult to save money, because you are paying off existing loans, and this will take a toll on your finances. So make sure that you try to pay off as many loans as possible, so that you can have an actual emergency fund that is going to be useful to in the long run. Another thing you want to do is take advantage of your employer matches. So for some people, the organization that they work at, when they try to save money for retirement or invest money for retirement, their employer actually matches the amount. Sometimes it could be 50%, it could be 100% of whatever you invest. So this is one thing you also want to take advantage of. When you see that, even if you're in an organization that allows your employer to match whatever you have for your savings or your retirement investment, you want to actually take hold of this and use up the free cash that you're going to be getting, instead of what you'd have put in your investment, and build up your emergency funds. The next thing you want to do is cut off all unnecessary subscriptions. There's so many subscriptions that you have on your phone that you are not using. Please cut them off and add that money to your emergency fund, so that money, so your emergency fund can actually get completed as soon as possible. Cousin, you need this so that you're always at peace with your money. The next thing you want to do is save up your raises and your bonuses. Whatever money you have, probably a salary bump, you want to immediately start saving it rather than spending it or adding it to your budget. This way, you're able to build up your savings or your emergency funds as soon as possible, and use the extra cash when you're done hitting your goals to actually do other things for yourself. It's a win-win for you, because first off, you're doing really well without the salary increase or salary bump, and second off, you are actually hitting your goals faster in a shorter period of time. The next thing you want to do is to keep your emergency fund in a separate account. Cousin, there's no way you want to save money and you're putting it in the same account. What exactly are you trying to achieve? Please make sure that your emergency fund is in a separate account from your checking account, from your salary account. This account is going to be something different, something that is accessible, that you can always go and withdraw from whenever you have actual unplanned expenses. I hope that you learned one or two things from this particular video, and if you'd want me to make more videos like this, or you want me to talk about a particular topic, cousin, do not hesitate to actually let me know, and I'm going to be making that video for you. And thank you so much for watching this video till this time. I want to say thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You understand the drill now, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Remember that on this channel, everything we talk about is money, from saving, investing, budgeting, how to manage your money, how to build wealth, how to do side hustles. Everything you can think about money is what we talk about on this channel. And I'm going to be seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.